got the Scots versus the Mexicans. Gary Campbell, the godfather of Scottish Magic, champion of GP Birmingham, so the defending champion here on UK soil. He's playing humans. Dagoberto Silva on Tron here. On KCI by the look of things here. Excuse me. And Raf, we're going to be able to watch this match from the very beginning. It's a time walk match. It's a replay here. We are jumping in the time machine and using it to go back only about half an hour. Not probably what I would do with the time machine. Go back half an hour to watch a match of Magic. But all the same, that's the world we live in.
Well, it depends what you did in the last 30 minutes. If it's something really bad, then you might want to go back and watch a match.
I'd probably go back to, I don't know, the late Cretaceous, mate. Still the dinosaurs hopping about. That'd be great.
An hour and a half.
Okay, all right. I like that you've got less lofty goals for your time machine shenanigans. In any case, we can see here engineered explosives in the main for Dagoberto Silva. You can have a look at his list here, Raf. Seems to be a pretty bog standard KCI deck, although Spine of Ishsai in the main, along with Sai, Master Thopterist, and 3 copies of engineered explosives.
It feels like it's the norm now.
Yeah.
The spine.
The spine.
So for 2 to be able to kill Thalia. Thalia is a big problem for KCI.
Yeah, for sure.
And having it for 2 means the Thalia's lieutenant.
Yep. Also affected.
Are affected.
Mm-hmm.
Thalia is affected.
Kaito Freebird, a Meddling Mage, of course. Also, Phantasmal
Meddling
Image.
Mage.
Or does Phantasmal
really.
Image gains the converted mana cost
copy,
of whatever it copies. That's right. Yep. So EE onto a good play against humans for sure, but Campbell at the moment foxing his opponent with double champion of the parish.
Inventor's Fair, getting life.
Yep, very useful tool.
That's the dream.
Yeah, very, very useful tool against these aggressive decks. Campbell, of course, famous for his iconic victory at GP Birmingham just a few months ago with Red Prison in Legacy.
We were there.
We were there. We called the final.
Yep,
we were surrounded by a horde of roaring Scotsmen. What a moment. One of my top moments of the year, for sure.
Of your life, maybe?
Of the year?
Yeah, of your life.
Of my life?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Probably the best that I've seen, that I've witnessed.
It was one of the best moments of my life that I've shared with you, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not even close. It's not close. Because there's not much for it to contend with. Looks like Gary's been playing MTG Arena here with the old 45-degree tap of the lands. He's a Mantis Rider as well. Playing around that engineered explosive masterfully, is old Gaz here. And he can go and get some lunch with all these creatures. Look at that.
How about the Mantis Rider?
I assume it's attacking as well. It doesn't have to tap. Perhaps not. Okay, yes, indeed, it was attacking. Just wasn't nudged forward. Difficult to tell when they've got vigilance, of course. And we're going to see a sacrifice of Inventor's Fair to go and find a piece of the puzzle here for Dagoberto Silva.
I don't think it attacked. He was at 19.
Okay. No, well, maybe Campbell sort of brain farted through the attack there and forgot to get in with the Mantis Rider. Any reason not to attack with it there? There's no settle the wreckage or anything like that to punish them.
Not really.
No? Okay. All right. Well, that's the way she goes.
Settle wreckage, but it's only one white mana.
Yeah, it's not really not going to come together out of KCI a lot of the time. So now,
not very often. Yeah.
Silva with another engineered explosive. This time for 1. Oh, this is a rough wicket here for Gary Campbell. Multiple engineered explosives. All this hard work that's been put into these champions might be undone very quickly. Here's another couple of Terrarians here for Dagoberto Silva. And a Buried Ruin as well. Let's have a read of this card. It's a weird one for sure from Eldritch Moon. Is it a reprint?
Which card? Terrarian?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in... it was definitely a reprint. I don't remember for when.
Okay. All right. Well, in any case, away go the champions of the parish. Both Terrarians sacrificed here. And the Ether Vial hit by the EE as well. So Campbell now left battling with a lone Mantis Rider. See if he can get what he needs with this card.
So this time the Mantis Rider is getting busy.
Not forgetting the attack this time. Horizon Canopy cycled away, and Campbell, again, probably not wanting to play into that engineered explosives, although he has to do it at some point, right?
Well,
Can't just not play 2-drops.
he could. One of the things I really like in the KCI in the deck as a whole is the diversity of the lands.
Yeah.
I love the utility of each and one of them. I like the Buried Ruins.
Yep.
Able to bring an artifact back. I like the Inventor Sphere to gain life, to look for your KCI in your deck.
Yeah. All sorts of weird utility from a lot of them.
Yeah. Attack for 3 more. And getting the explosives bag.
Yeah, that's a nice play as well. Yep. Keep that board contained as well as much as he can here. Dagobert de Silva, and a good start for his team as well, with Marcelino Freeman getting up in game number 1 against Martin Drew, apparently. His name is Drew Martin, but that was his name. His name is now Martin Drew. I actually teamed with Martin at a recent modern event in Glasgow, run by West End Games, and lost in the finals with him and Anand Alagapan, Dr. Khanfather. We had a great time. Oh, and now an Engineered Explosives for 3. Get that Mantis Rider out of here.
So Chromatic Sphere. Sacrifice for blue, black,
White,
or whatever.
purple, yellow. Yes, indeed. And now Campbell. He's really been constrained here by these Engineered Explosives. And the fact that they've been recurred as well by Silva is just huge.
Yeah, he's not even playing... He's just playing control. He's just playing explosives control.
In comes the Mantis Rider now. And yes, indeed, a much more controlling posture taken.
But he's not anywhere close to winning. He doesn't have an Ironworks. He does not have ways to actually draw cards. Just a lone Mind Stone.
So yeah, missing a lot of the pieces here.
Yeah.
Engineered Explosives gets rid of the Mantis Rider. Silver down to 5. Campbell doesn't need too much more to get across the line here. Maybe a Mantis Rider, a couple of Thalia's Lieutenants, something like that, just to get the team in there.
Sigh.
But a Sigh is going to come up the ground and the air if everything goes well here for Silver. See what his next move is now. Having a look through the graveyard, even with all this good work, I mean, it's funny. I sort of got the feeling that Silver was a long way ahead, like doing good work in disrupting Campbell's game plan.
He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything.
He doesn't have anything.
No.
He's on 5 as well.
Yeah. Like, he hasn't done much this game. He's missing the Icor
Icor Wellspring.
Icor
Wellspring, yeah.
To actually draw more cards. Because he doesn't actually generate card advantage yet. He's not generating card advantage yet.
So, a 1-1, thanks to the Mox Opal. This is a good way to stabilize, right? This is going to buy this Sai is going to buy Silver a lot of time.
He finally drew the Ironworks. So with Sai, if he finally draws a Wellspring.
A spring roll?
A Wellspring. A spring roll.
Maybe you prefer a spring roll. I mean, it's getting towards lunchtime, getting really hungry here.
A Wellspring, then it's he'll be able to go off. But for now, it's still unsure.
So an unclaimed territory here for Godfather Gary. having a look at this side. And for those of you who don't know Gary Campbell, I tell you what, this man, the backbone of the Scottish community. I know, Raph, you've heard this story 1,000 times. But for those of you who are unacquainted with Gary, this man is an a towering figure in the Scottish Magic community. Generous of heart, very giving of spirit. Used to own a game shop up in Dundee, and regularly drives people around the country to attend FNMs and RPTQs and all sorts of things. In addition to being very generous with his collection, if people are missing certain cards for certain decks, he'll generally help to sort people out in that regard. And has generally just been the beating heart and soul of the Scottish community for decades, effectively. He is Scottish Magic, I think it's fair to say. And paired with, or teaming up with Bradley Barkley, the perennial captain of the Scottish team, usually leading these woad warriors into battle, although not this year. Danny Anderson, somehow, some way, scrubbed his way to the top of the tables for the Scottish national team. We're all still reeling. We don't really know how it happened, but somehow it did. And Drew Martin, very, very accomplished and talented player from the north. He's up in Dundee as well. And a great bloke as well. Although not very good at Mario Kart or Mario Party. Soundly thrashed him last time he came and stayed at mine.
So Dagobert now is thinking about playing his Ironworks this turn or the next turn to be able to pair it with a Sai. But he decides to go now, which is, I think,
there's the spring roll.
The right thing to do. The spring roll.
Spring roll.
Ichor spring roll.
The Ichor. That would not be a very nice spring roll. I mean, I'm not a fan of spring rolls generally, but a one filled with Ichor, I'm not into that.
Then you put it in the oven. It's like it's a warm spring roll.
Ichor is gross, dude. Or Ichor? I don't know what it is. In any case, I don't want it in my food. So Crackline Ironworks now going off with Ichor Wellspring, Scrap Trawler. Here's a Chromatic Star. Mox Opal also in the bin as well. I think Silver has all the pieces here. Can't play the Sai in hand, which is a little bit of a bummer. But only a minor one. A small bummer, not a large bummer. Now with the old KCI online, can start to really recur things, especially with that Scrap Trawler. Just need a mere Retriever here. Does he have all the pieces he needs? Here's a Mox Opal. That's going to generate 3 mana. Needs a way to bring back that Ichor Wellspring, though. Pyrite Spellbomb.
So he's just showing you how the deck works now. He is accumulating mana from sacrificing the artifacts.
Looks like it.
Drawing cards off the spell bombs, chromatic stars and spheres.
Another Mox Opal is going to generate a bunch more mana. Here's a second KCI. That is not a good augury. You never really need the second one, so that was just a kind of rubbishy ritual here. But it is going to be able to bring back the Ichor Wellspring. That was the reason we saw that 4-drop played there. And that's an important card draw engine.
It didn't actually lose him mana to play the Ironworks.
Sure.
Because sacrificing it, he gets 2 mana back, and he gets an artifact back from the graveyard. So basically it's...
kind of breaks even.
Yep.
Doesn't add mana, doesn't lose it as well. Here's another Scrap Trawler. That means double triggers whenever an artifact dies. Meaning we're going to get to see a...
That's
a Terrarian, as well as a Chromatic Sphere. Here's another Ichor Wellspring.
He's doing it much faster now.
Yes.
He knows his motion.
Yes.
His motions. He's just going through it.
We've also
faster.
We've also hit the fast forward button. So those two things working in concert with it. No,
I don't think we did.
I'll just check with our producer. Have we hit the fast forward? No, we haven't.
No.
Oh, okay. This is just one-to-one.
He's just that fast.
Just really well. So this is the sort of thing that like a steam train. Once it builds up the head of steam, it starts to...
It's the momentum. He built the momentum.
Yeah, the momentum's... Yeah, and now it's just out of control here.
If you can actually play that deck that fast, you are a legend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like when you're playing Arena, and you've got a Skirk Prospector or something out that, or a Doom Whisperer, and you have to press space every single time, and so you can't play as fast as you would like to because you don't automatically pass priority. But if your opponent's just tapped out, they've got nothing to do, you can just slam cards into play, do this, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, you build up that momentum, go faster and faster and faster. Campbell here has hit F6. He is sitting there thinking about what he's going to have for lunch.
Maybe a wellspring roll?
Maybe a wellspring roll. That could be it. I don't advise it, though, with the wonderful British cuisine on offer here in Liverpool. The British, they're not good at much. Cricket, soccer, all that sort of stuff. Not very good. But I'll tell you one thing they're good at. That is food. Oh, my goodness. British food, best food in the world. Mexican food, probably the best. Italian second, British third.
That's a very questionable...
Correct statement? Correct?
Questionable statement.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And as a subset of British food, Scottish food, if something isn't already tasty enough, pop it in the deep fryer, mate. But right now, the only person in the deep fryer is Gary Campbell, as finally Dagoberto Silva gets together the combo he needs for KCI. And we're going to head to game number 2 here. Campbell on the play with a noble high rack. That's a great start for the Scotsman here. That's exactly what he wants.
And the Mexicans up 1 game in each of their matches.
Yes, indeed. Wow. But yes, I mean, as good as Scottish food is, Mexican food certainly outpaces it on more or less every available metric. And right now, also outpacing them in this match.
That's a good one.
Talk to us about damping. What is it? It's not damping sphere, is it?
Damping matrix?
Damping matrix, excuse me. Tell us about this card.
Well, I don't think you can activate artifacts anymore. It's
null rod.
It's the stony colorless stony silence.
Yes, yeah. So it prevents activated abilities of artifacts and creatures. But not mana abilities. So that Darksteel Citadel can still be activated.
And
as can Noble Hierarch.
And Chromatic Sphere.
Sure. Yeah, that's important because it is a mana ability, right? So
and the Kraken Ironworks.
Also mana ability.
Yep.
All right. So a not quite a hamstring, more of a ham thread here. As Magistrata gets it before.
You can activate Psi. Actually, what can't you activate?
You can't activate Psi.
Yeah, that's why you cannot activate Psi.
Oh, you can't activate Psi.
Sorry.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
What can't you activate?
Psi.
Except for Psi. So Ironworks doesn't work. Chromatic Sphere doesn't work.
Star does work. It's not a mana ability.
It's not?
Well, one of them isn't, right? Or is both of them a mana ability?
I think both of them
are. I'm getting confused with the draw card.
So this is the only one that doesn't work.
Yeah, right. Okay, so go 1/4. That still generates a lot. Yeah, it doesn't do a lot, actually.
Yeah.
The
question is, does it do anything?
Gary picks up, he's like, does this...
No, it prevents explosives.
Okay.
Explosive is not a mana ability.
No, that's important. That is one of the cards that sort of mixed Gary Campbell's business last time. So this time around, he's not going to have to fall victim to that.
In a way, it prevents Dagoberto from killing Thalia.
Yes.
So it protects Thalia.
A 3-drop artifact to protect Thalia, just what you want. Looks like Martin Drew has gone down to Marcelino Freeman. An unfortunate turn of events there for Martin. Maybe we should start calling him Harry Drew, actually. He's a champion of the parish now. Got enough Martins as it is. And a Noble Hierarch. May be used to power another creature here. Yes, indeed. And it's a Kitesail Freebooter. Let's have a look at what's going on in Silver's hand. There is the EE, Kraklan Ironworks as well as Mox Opal, and finally a Scrap Trawler.
This is not looking very good.
Damping Matrix also turns off Pyrite Spellbomb.
True.
So the Spellbomb loop is no longer available.
But the Psi loop.
The Psi loop is... Well, it's not really a loop, is it? It's a string. It's just one line.
Right.
The Psi line.
The Psi line.
Rather than the alkaline. Chemistry jokes.
The alkaline.
Yeah. Something is saline or alkaline?
Oh.
Yeah, never mind. Okay.
Alkaline. Oh,
yeah.
That was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not good at much.
Oh, no, you can't Oh, you can't sacrifice.
Yeah,
That's
he
the other.
kinda- yeah,
That's the
it doesn't-
thing you
it doesn't have
can't do.
Yeah. Sai is the only card that
can't
does
do.
anything against you. Sai is
And
not
explosives.
is not jacked into the matrix. He's taking big bites of juicy steak, not realizing that they are ones and zeros. All right.
He's the only one that that's stuck in the.
Yeah, he's
the
stuck
real
in the, he's in
world,
the real
like,
world.
yeah.
Agent Smith is there going, you know that the first Matrix was designed to be a perfect human world. And he's like, oh, was it? I believe everything you're saying, Agent Smith. And may I say, I really enjoyed your work in Lord of the Rings. So, a Thopter army assembled here. It's going to be difficult for Campbell to break through 6 1/1s in the air. And the Humans deck doesn't have a lot of reach. They've moved away from cards like Kessig Malcontents.
I like them.
You like the Malcontents?
Yeah.
Were you content to play them?
I was very good content.
Yeah.
Well content.
Not malcontent?
Bien content.
Bien content. Very good. Jeez, it's just a smorgasbord of high school subject jokes. We've gone from chemistry to French now. Here's a phantasmal image.
Because French is a
French is a high school subject.
subject.
Yeah, of course. I did French in high school until year 10. Still know all the animals, mate. And some +1/+1 counters on the entire team. You can see Martin Drew offering his perspective on the match as it continues. And now Double Mantis Rider is a good way here for Campbell to contest the skies. Of course, Dagoberto Silva can send out his Air Force to either chump or take one down. And I think that's what we're going to see. The quadruple block. The quad block here on the Mantis Rider. And this means that Campbell is going to push through for 4, knock Silva down to 8, and this particular Battle of Britain went pretty well here for Campbell as he keeps his large threats around while the
one less.
One fewer for sure. Yes. Oh, and look
One
at
fewer,
this,
sorry.
the rebuilding effort of Dagoberto Silva as he takes to the skies once again. Effortlessly rebuilding those little Thopterinos here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the battle went well.
it was a bit of
losing one of the big plane.
Yep, it's what you call a Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah,
A Pyrrhic victory is something that it seemed like a victory to begin with.
a Pyrrhic spellbomb victory.
A Pyrrhic spellbomb victory, very good. No, a Pyrrhic victory is a victory that technically you won, but it actually costs you more in the long run.
And that was a lesson of.
Well, so for example,
English.
if
That was an English lesson.
I think it's Pyrrhic comes from Greek.
The Greek lesson.
A classic example of a Pyrrhic victory is the Battle of Thermopylae that was featured in the Frank Miller cartoon 300.
All right.
Because the Persians, they won that battle, right, against the 300, but they went on to lose the war because the Spartans were able to rally the city-states of Greece at the time and actually beat them, in the open field. So it's a classic example of a Pyrrhic victory. Anyway, that's all by the by, because right now Campbell is trying to get not a Pyrrhic victory, but a real victory on the battlefield here. But a Galvanic Blast is going to return that KCI after the Kotzal freebooter hits the bin.
Yeah, Dagoberto will not need to loop the Pirate.
The Pyrite Spellbomb.
Pirate.
The
Pirate.
the Pyrrhic Spellbomb.
Spellbomb.
No. Even with that damping matrix, it's not going to be an option.
Sai is going to do the job. Even though he's in the Matrix.
Yeah. He's still doing kicks and flips and dodging bullets. All right. So, we're playing this at lightning pace. It's impossible to keep across every single game action that's being taken. It's fair to say that there are a lot of them here. Bradley Barkley picks up a game win against Daniel Becerra, but Campbell is in dire straits here against Dagoberto Silva. Rough stuff for the godfather of Scottish magic. And now Silva with all the game actions. Sacrificing, generating tokens, moving around, manipulating cardboard at the speed of light here, Raf. And he's having a great time doing it. And now, with 500,000 mana in the pool, 500,000 Thopters on the table, Campbell, without too much of an answer to any of them really, despite having a reasonable start.
He has a Mantis Rider in play.
The Phantasmal Image copying a Mantis Rider, but I mean,
that's a good blocker.
Eventually Silva can just go around it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Damping Matrix is not exactly the card you want against It's not Stony Silence.
It's not Stony Silence. It definitely is not Stony Silence, and it's not doing the work that Campbell wants it to do here.
It has the taste of Stony Silence.
It's Stony Silence adjacent. Yeah, it's a Stony Silence foam.
The extra line on the DP Matrix
Yep.
is pretty relevant.
Unless they're mana abilities, yes.
Since most of the cards are, as we mentioned.
As we're seeing here, because of course KCI, the mana ability allowing you to sacrifice artifacts is just the heart and soul of the deck. It is the very much the engine here, and we see now 15 mana in the pool, more or less, and a Spine of Ishtar searched up to remove the damping matrix, and that will mean that we can fight. Whoa! Look at those handshakes going around the table like that, and that one is in the books. We bring you back to the booth now, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately for fans of Scottish Magic around the world, they've Martin Drew, Bradley Barkley, and Gary Campbell going down in straight sets there, unfortunately for them. But the Mexican team getting up and about. It's time for them to continue to contest this tournament. My friends, we're going to take a quick break, of course, and we'll be back live from GP Liverpool. We're going to step out of the booth and make room for Tim and Frank. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss a moment of GP Liverpool as we continue after this.